actually have access to it. So this is a book that was written. Once again, let me welcome everybody. My name remains Dr. Joseph Peters. I want to welcome everybody to this edition of Empowerment Assembly in Greenfield Community. God bless you all for being here, and hopefully you can call other people who are still on their way to join it so that they don't miss anything. We have this powerful book that very, very popular. One of the authors is actually the current president of the United States. There's no way anybody will miss him because he's been causing quite a lot of global havoc. So there's no way you can miss not knowing him. He's a very popular person, Donald Trump. And then Robert Kiyosaki, who is the main author of all these best-selling books of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They combined together to write this book. So this is a very powerful book that I believe will bless a lot of people's life. I bought Otedola's book recently. I've been reading that book. The first chapter, I finished it, and I want to put it in a presentation also to teach everybody what the man has to offer, what he has to say in his book. That book was so expensive. I think they're selling the book 10,000 naira, so not too expensive. But I bought a copy of it, and it's really been a very powerful book. So let's dive into this today. Why we want to read. This is a book by Robert Kiyosaki, and Trump, talking about why they want you and I to be rich like them. Okay, so let's get started. Why we want to read this book was written, I think, sometimes in 2014. Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump, and it's a personal financial book, self-help, financial education, and wealth management. It helps people to understand their finances and plan for their future. That's the whole essence of this. So summary is chapter 1 of why we want you to be rich. Is Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki sounds an urgent alarm about the global economic shift. They stressed that the traditional go to school, get a job, and retire model is obsolete. Therefore, the middle class, once the backbone of economic stability, is shrinking. So the middle class that is before used to be the backbone of the economy is gradually shrinking. And due to high rising costs, we all know how much things are costing every day, especially when there's a disaster in one region of the world or another. When there was war in Ukraine, when it started then, we all remember that things started changing economically in Africa, in the global world. Now it is Iran. It's even more intense right now. And everybody can feel it. Job insecurity, poor financial, all these things combined together start making the middle class start shrinking. It's not a bad idea to go to school, to get a good job, and work all your way to the top. It's not a bad idea. But the number of people that will be in this category are shrinking. They're reducing because things are changing, especially now that there is a lot of technology and AI. 20 years ago, 40 years ago, there was nothing like that. 40 years ago, there was nothing like a laptop. There was nothing like computer in this manner. But things have made people more economically inclined, and those of us who are still in our old path that are not learning and changing things might be caught in the middle of the whole thing. The authors argue that wealth is not measured by how much you earn, but by how financially educated you are and how effectively you build income generating assets. I have been currently doing a research on some other online businesses, passive incomes people can make money from. And my research, hopefully before the middle of this month, I will have arrived at something. I want to teach our members some of this, especially those who can, be patient enough to build something online. I have come to realize that sometimes when our mentors, financial mentors, are telling us certain things, it is not because we are Christians and we are so religious and we believe so much in the spirit that we expect that everything is about God. It's about the Holy Spirit. It's about spiritual matter, whereby we don't do the nitty-gritty. What we're supposed to do, we believe that God in his infinite mercy will just rain money down to us. He will just connect us one way or the other. The things we're supposed to build at the detriment of us. It's like you did not plant mango tree, but you see, you are hoping that one way or the other, some people will carry mango around your house and come and deliver to you, and you will buy mango and drink. And then when you were supposed to plant the tree, you failed to plant the tree. And your friends, your neighbors, they planted the tree, and now after 5 years, their tree has grown, started fruiting, and you were still going to them and begging them, let me come and pluck mango in your house. But there was a time you had the seed, you're supposed to plant it and nurture it. But most of us, we are too spiritual, we have carried God in our head. There's nothing bad about being spiritual or being religious. I don't have anything against it, but you see, even the Bible says, faith without work is what? Is dead. So you must have your faith on your left hand and your work on your right hand. Nehemiah or Nehemiah, all of them, when they were building the temple of God, in the Old Testament. The Bible said they had the Bible on their right hand, they have their tool of weapon on their left hand. So we need to come to understanding that wealth is not a function of just spiritual, it's a function of being actively doing what we're supposed to do. And these guys highlighted that the rich see money as a tool, not a goal. So when you ask somebody in Africa or in Nigeria on January 1st, as they go into the new year, you tell them they'll tell you they have a lot of financial goals for the year. They want to buy a car, they want to build a house, they want to set up their business, they want to do this. We develop all kinds of financial goals. But literally, rich people are letting you see that money is not like a goal. It's not something you want to like target to achieve. It's supposed to be a tool that you are using to work every day. It's like you are a carpenter. Every day you need hammer. That is what money is supposed to be to you. It's not what you pursue as, I'm in primary 1, I'm going to primary 2. I'm pursuing primary 6. That's a pursuit. No, it's a daily active thing. That's how you should see money, as your tool, the tool you are using to create wealth. It's like you're a carpenter. You have to build a chair. And that chair, you're going to use it in your kitchen. So you see that hammer as a weapon to, so the next thing you know, you have the hammer, you need to start looking for a wood. You need to start looking for what? Nail. You need to start putting yourself into that arm's length of, nailing things together, knocking it. And, that is how people create wealth. It's not like a pursuit of, okay, the next thing I'm praying for, I'm hoping to do, I'm waiting for my uncle to send me money so that I can achieve the next level. No, things are not achieved like that. These are practically created. If you see it that way, if your perspective change that way, it's very easy for you to, build wealth, just like it's been written in some of these books we've been treating. So this guy says that money is not is a tool, it's not a goal. So, and they leverage it through investment and businesses. So you have to leverage on the tools, on that tools that you have to leverage on it. So let's go again. The chapter 9 also says that it argues readers to take full responsibility of their own financial future. That means that either you come from a very poor background or your family looks like things are not so rosy, does not mean that the fault is your parents or your brother or your uncle or anybody in the family. Every individual needs to take financial responsibility of their own financial future. Emphasizing that government and corporation can no longer guarantee security. So if some of us are still in government work or private work, and we all see the instability in government nowadays, globally, government are not sure. Even you buy treasury bond, you are not sure you get your money back. You have worked all your life. It's not certain that even when they write it in paper, when it's time to collect, you've seen a lot of old people who die in Nigeria when they were pensioners, when they've served all their life, when it's time for them to start eating as old people to collect their money, they keep ton. Whereas politicians, they keep increasing their own security votes money, wardrobe money, all this money, what's it called? Newspaper money. They collect almost 2 million naira for newspaper every year, whereby they could read anything on the internet or if they want to read news, but they still collect over 2 million, each of them, all these senators. So we have seen things that really decayed. Government have no capacity to help nobody. They know, and these guys know that economic downturn creates opportunities for the financially impaired. So let me tell you what I'm saying here. They say that when life is challenging, when people are struggling, when the economy is horrible, when there's downturn, there are some people who usually take opportunities of that thing. They made money during that time. Look at how much they're selling crude oil now. I can bet you people in crude oil, they are making bastard money. Every time some things are expensive, every time things are scarce, some people are making money through that. So these guys strongly advocate for creating multiple streams of income. So what they're saying is that you should not sit on your salary or your business, your one business. Some of us here, listen to me tonight, you have 1 or 2 businesses. You should not sit on that one business. Some of us are in our cocoa business, you are in other networking, you are, you sell other products here and there. You should not sit on just one streams of income. And you see, I think I need to bring that teachings back, the multiple streams of income, because most of the time when people talk about multiple streams of income, you think that when you are a tailor and you are now a barber and then you are now a bricklayer, so you are doing 3 streams of income. No, it's not like that. When we're talking about other streams of income, you need to understand that streams of income must not put you in the same arm's length as the other one. One stream of income will not put in the same arm's length as the other. For example, let me just highlight that. We'll still come to that topic, but based on what we're sharing tonight, if you are a barber, you have to go to work and open the shop, right, and barb your hair. Now, there's no way why you are barbing people's hair. There's no way why you are barbing people's hair. You will also be able to do carpentry job. It's not possible. You cannot be a carpenter and also be a bricklayer. Anything that will engage your time simultaneously. It's not called multiple streams of income. It's the same streams of income. It's just in another field. Are you, somebody get what I'm saying tonight? Anything that you are doing that still engages your time is still the same stream of income. Another stream of income will be something that does not engage the same time you are using on one stream. Another stream will be the capacity to build for you. That's what they call multiple stream of income. So that means if you are doing one particular thing and you want to have another streams of income, you now diversify from what you are doing to another. You're not doing the two together. You are stretching yourself. You are a carpenter in the morning, you are a tailor in the night, or you are a bricklayer in the morning. You understand? Once that thing is stretching you, you are think you are creating multiple income, you are still having the same income because it's occupying your time. Multiples of income are things that you can put money that would not occupy the same time range that you already have in one particular stream of income. I think we'll bring that topic back again so that some of us will understand, but that's what we're treating tonight. So the big takeaway is that you can no longer afford to think like the middle class. What Robert Kiyosaki and Trump is saying is that you can't afford to be thinking like the middle class. Some of our, our old parents that, they work in the government environment or private institutions, and they've created something stable for themselves. It could be stable if the economy is stable or the government is stable. But once the government is not stable, the economy is not stable, it becomes panicking. So you must also think like the rich, act like the rich, and prepare for the future where financial independence is your only real safety net. So how do we put ourselves in this environment of being the rich? Is our ability to think like the rich, our ability to start operating like the way the rich people operate. The way people operate is what they said earlier, that they see money as tools, but not like a destination, a tool that they use to do different kind of things. Just like I gave an example, if you're a carpenter, use the hammer. That's one of your tools. You can use that man to create cupboard. You can use to create chair. You can use to create table. You can use to create door. You can use the same hammer to create different kind of things. So these are your tools that will create. So don't see money that, oh, you have arrived, or you have made it, or you have collected salary. Oh, this is what, no, we are okay for now. Oh, we go chop this one, go get another one. No. Every time money comes to your hand, you are thinking of how can I use this hammer to nail something that thing will create another thing for me. If we start changing our thought pattern that way, then it's going to help. Because why these guys wrote this book is they're trying to show you how rich people think. Why we want you to be rich, because you can actually handle things by yourself. What are the main teachings in this book? The urgent need for financial transformation, the disappearing middle class. We mentioned that earlier. The middle class is disappearing. Trump and Kiyosaki warns that the economic gap between the rich and the poor is widening rapidly, and we all can see it. Even in our lay language in Nigeria, there we can see that the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. So the middle class, number of people in the middle class are even shrinking. So either you are down here or you are up there. If you are not up there, then you are down here. A few people are in the middle class. The safe middle class lifestyle is being eroded by inflation, rising costs, stagnation, stagnant wages, and death. Global economy economic gap is widening, and inflation, debt, job insecurity are squeezing the middle class. People who call themselves the middle class are people who are like, a bit well-to-do. They are neither poor, they are neither rich, but they're just okay. They are managing their lives, they're earning good salary. Financially they have to do something, they're just okay. They're not begging, they don't have accommodation, they build their own house, so they don't need to pay rent. However, they also have job security. Some of them, not all of them, but as it were, this class is changing because things are changing globally. So the key message is safety net are shrinking. So self-reliance is essential. We need to start looking at ourselves. What can I bring on the table? I've shared this story many times, how we transform our ministry from gospel to the poor into what can we bring on the table. We had a big project. The capacity kept increasing. Financially, we're not increasing. More needs were required. More help were required, but we can't afford to bring in enough money to cater for all the things we're doing in the ministry at that time. So the first thing I did was to look inward and start thinking, what do I have to offer? Self-reliance. What can I rely on myself? What gift do I have? What capacity do I have? And that's the first thing I did, was to recognize that I could do public speaking. And I remember that time, the first thing I did was to go into public speaking. And I was killing it. I was making a lot of money from public speaking. Personally, I was making money in public speaking that I didn't even know how much was coming in anymore. So from that public speaking, I was able to raise enough money that did transform quite a lot of things we're doing, that time. So you need to start looking at what is your capacity. What are the things you have capacity to do that can change your own personal life, that can transform your life. Not waiting for the government, waiting for anything, not waiting for your salary. Your salary will still keep coming. You go to work, you come back. That is okay. But there are things you can do with your potentials, with your ability, or with whatever tools that are made available around you that can actually make the difference. Money alone is not the goal. Financial education is. Having a high income doesn't mean that you are rich. Financial literacy does. You've seen people who have made a lot of money in their life and they've lost it. You know, they made money either by luck, they did one or two businesses and it become a jackpot for them. But because they lack financial literacy, all the money will go into the tin here. And this is what normally happens to people who get rich, but they don't have what it takes to keep the riches. You know, many high earners still live paycheck to paycheck due to poor money management. So the key word here is what is called money management. When you know how to manage little resources, that little can be much more for you or in your life or for anything you do. In fact, people who are gifted with the ability to manage little resources, that's what even the scripture says, that he that is faithful with the little, much will be committed into their hand. So if you know how to manage little money, if you know how to keep a business going with little resources, you don't have everything, you are still looking for a loan, you still need somebody to support your business to grow. Yes, we understand. But the little you have, you can still push through to the next level of your business. That is a smart person. Not so many people have this capability. I have to be honest with you. A lot of people, young people especially, they are out there looking for capital, looking for one uncle, one brother, one auntie that will just give them 1 million or 2 million naira. They themselves don't want to put in their smartness, their brain, their heart, their entrepreneurial skills on the table to push through that business and scale that business. I used to tell people when I wrote that book, if any of us will remember, 8 businesses you can do without capital. I did a little research of different businesses you can do without capital. Means that not that you cannot start them without capital. You can start, if you have your money, you can start them, but there are businesses you can actually start roughing it from the beginning without spending any money at all. So many of them. I was telling one of the boys last year how he was a furniture maker. He just finished learning furniture, and he was sitting at home doing nothing. And he keeps saying he's looking for money to rent a shop. I said, what is the guarantee that when you rent a shop, people will come and patronize you in that shop? You're going to collect your father's money to go and rent a shop, maybe in tune of 500,000, 600,000. And then you sit down in that shop. When you sit down there, you're still looking for money to buy wood. Go and buy wood from sawmill to start creating chairs and table. Then you now put the chair and table in front of your shop for display. How many months do you think this will take you before you start realizing the money back? The person who gave you money will want to collect their money back. If you borrow that money from the bank, you're already in big debt because bank want to collect their interest every month. This will take you minimum 6 months to 1 year before you even see first attraction. That somebody will come to your shop, they even ask you, what are you selling there? For anybody to even come to your shop and say, okay, I like this chair, I like this table, I want to buy this center table. And you have put so much money in buying wood, creating all kind of things. He said, that's so stupid. So the boy kept sitting at home. He said, when he talked about all those things, he felt that he come from a very poor family, the dad cannot afford to give. That's why he's sitting at home. I said, then you are stupid. You're a small boy. You should be able to use your brain to think. So I told him, go to those other places that they already have showroom. Other places that they are selling furniture, they have showroom, they have chairs, table, everything there already. Go and talk to them that, see, Oga, I'm a furniture maker, I just graduated, but I don't have money. I want to be your marketing sales rep. I will bring customers to you to buy all these chairs and table in your showroom. Just let me know how much is my commission. That is all as simple as that. You can take pictures of these tables and chairs on your phone inside your house. All you need is a light on your phone and internet on your phone. Post it on your social media, post it on your Instagram or whatever. People will start asking you, they like this chair, they like this table. And you are not even the one that created, you are selling other people's stuff. So when we think that we must do everything by ourselves, by borrowing money here and there are so many things we can do by leveraging on other people that we can actually make money from. And that's why when we talk about network marketing, it's not because we are pushing you to go and be doing something that is unsavory. We are telling you how you can start at a lowest minimum cost so that you can learn along the way to build entrepreneurship skills. Because all these great men did not become great overnight. They've been there in the rough sketch. Amazon we're talking about today, Jeff Bezos, did not start this big. He started in his bedroom, in a garage with one computer on the system, clicking, pressing, taking pictures of big books, putting on the internet, taking pictures of books. That is how Amazon started, selling books online. Other people's books, carry inventory here and there. But now the guy is multi-billionaire. You know, it's not because he could not have brought money, go and collect loan and put it, but he thinks it's better for him to start small and grow. So learn this as much as everyone listening to my voice tonight. Income is not equal wealth. You can make so much money and yes, not be wealthy. You can be collecting big salary, fast salary, and still be struggling. So there are people who are very skillful in managing little money, and people who manage little money can manage big money. But not everybody who makes big money knows how to keep big money. High income without financial literacy equal financial struggle. So if you make a lot of money, but you don't have financial literacy, you don't know how to manage your resources, you don't know how to invest, you don't know how to turn little money to big money, you will just find out that it's a pattern of struggle all through. Wealth is built by owning assets that produce cash flow. You remember when I said that the money with you, your income is like a hammer. The money you have is like hammer, is like a tool. So that tool is what you use to produce other things that will keep bringing money for you. And that's what they say. Wealth is built by owning assets, getting a tool that will produce more money for you, that will produce what is called cash flow. When you have something in your arsenal that produces money for you regularly, I can bet you that is how you build wealth. And I hope somebody's listening to me tonight. I repeat myself, if you have something, if you have a tool, it is that tool that you are using every day to create something, and you have cash flow over time, it will be easy for you to build wealth. But if you don't have the tool, then it's very difficult for you to set wealth aside to keep somewhere. Nobody keeps wealth in a place. It is out of the surplus, out of what you have spent, you have used, you do business, you can keep aside as wealth. So if you have to do that, then you have to be very, very smart. Doctor earning 70K, but drowning in debt versus investors earning 20K, but financially free. That should be 20,000 naira, but financially free. So I remember at that time when people who were Okada riders in Shomolu many years ago, about 20 years ago, then about 30 years ago, people who were Okada riders in Shomolu who were buying land in Ikorodu and building houses. There were bank managers, bank reception that were earning big money in the bank that time, that they did not see the value of buying a land and building small. They believe that, oh, they are earning big, the best thing to look good while they go to work. So they rather use the money as their salary to buy good shoes and good suits. And then the Okada rider continue to build a house until they finish building. So when they pursue this bank manager and bank whatever, attendees or bank receptionists or bank staff, they pursue him from the house he's living, he will now go back to Ikorodu and rent a house from an Okada rider eventually. Because at the time they pursue him from that work, he doesn't even have any savings. All the shoes and the suit he has bought cannot house him, because and all the what do you call it? Salary he has eaten, all the food he has been eating, all those people. I know you see some drivers, they can eat plenty meat, eat everything, but they don't. Most of them don't even have a land. Some of them have the land, they didn't build it. You know, I remember them when I was growing up. I've seen a lot of some of my brother friends. They were doing driver job, driving from one coast to coast, logistic, and they were making a lot of money. But when you see them in canteens where they are in bukas, they eat the biggest goat, the biggest, because they spend their money the way they like. You know, not thinking about the future. This is what is called, you know, financial literacy. Not so many people actually have it. The next one is economic game. That economic game has changed. The economic game globally, technology, outsourcing, and automation have transformed global economy. In fact, if they were to write that book now, they're going to talk about AI. From the time that book was released, 2014, and now, this is just about 12 years ago, AI has come into place. From the last 7 years, AI has become a thing. AI is what everybody's looking up to, that's going to take jobs from other people. There are robots out there now that are doing the work you think you are the only one that's skillful to do it. There are people who are taking their time learning AI, but most of us in Africa, in Nigeria, we are not. We are far away. We're still struggling to, you know, make ends meet. We are struggling with NEPA. We are struggling with traffic. We are struggling with all kinds of things. And it's the reality. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just telling what is the reality, what we're all struggling with. You understand? But if we have that capacity to do better in our life, I can bet you we should be able to do much more better. Jobs that were once secured are disappearing and moving overseas. A lot of people I know, I think Pastor Dennis too is one of those who is also like teaching abroad. So you get jobs, teaching jobs abroad now. You stay in Nigeria, you get teaching abroad. Even those in abroad who are looking for the same job, some people are, you know, taking advantage in Nigeria. So things are changing. Many years ago, it wasn't like that. It's always like, oh, if I don't go, I will not be able to work. You can be in Nigeria and be working abroad. You can be in Nigeria and be making dollars online. Now, things are changing. You don't need to be physically present in the place to make money in that place anymore. Am I making sense here? You don't need to be physically present in the place. You don't need to go to work day like normally in the morning, come back in the evening, 5 p.m. and you are in traffic for another 3 hours from VI to Okpebi or VI to Ajangbadi before you make your salary at the end of the month. Things are changing, and until some of us start clicking into those changes, it's going to be very difficult for us to actually make headway. Technology, outsourcing, globalization have reshaped job security. Lifetime employment is rare. There's nothing like lifetime employment. That's you got a job from the company or from the government, doesn't mean you're going to be there for the rest of your life. It's not possible. It's never possible. There is no way you could be so skillful that you can be in one company for the rest of your life. If the company did not change, life will change for yourself, because by the time you are 65, the company will have to tell you to go and sit at home, or 70. You cannot work till 75 now. So things are changing, and that is why everybody needs to learn to be adaptable. Adaptability is a new job security. You have to be adaptable. You have to see the trend of things in Nigeria. For you to make money, for you to expand your life, for you to financially break through, you need to be adaptable. And things are changing, you to adapting yourself to the changes. And things are changing, you adapting yourself to the changes. In fact, I barely say some of the things I'm sharing with some of you here tonight. I'm talking to myself too, because there are a lot of things I should have done like 5 years ago to adapt. In fact, if not for the pandemic, a lot of us, not just you and I, we are talking tonight, many people, including pastors, people would not have believed that they can make money online in the ministry. Even pastors, they would never have believed that they can run services, they can do church online. But pandemic happened and forced everybody to go online. Now, pastors are making money online. Pastors are doing services online. There are a lot of meetings everybody are doing online. It's very easy for people to run businesses anywhere now online. You don't have to be there in person. You don't have to be there in person. Anybody by this time that's still telling you that online business is a joke, is the one that is a joke. It's a joke. Because people are taking advantage of everything that is online. You have to be, because things are going online, you have to be adaptable. Alibaba, that we are all buying things from Alibaba today. Amazon, that we're all buying things. These are guys that 20, 30 years ago, they have seen the future that things are going online. So they set up their own shop online. Alibaba is a shop, multi-shop online. It's like you say, what's the name of that ShopRite? It's like you say ShopRite. If you go to ShopRite now, you see different people. Everybody has a shop. People are selling children's stuff. People are selling drinks. Everybody has a shop there. So the owner of ShopRite is a physical building where different shops are inside. It's just like Amazon or Alibaba. It's just the same way somebody owns ShopRite. Now, if I ask you now, do you know the person that owns ShopRite? Nobody knows. Because the person is not popular, the person is not as rich as Alibaba. He's not rich. Go and build 1,000 houses anywhere. You can still not be rich. It's possible. 100%, I guarantee you that. How many people knows the owners of ShopRite? ShopRite is in Lagos there. ShopRite is in Ogun State. ShopRite is in Abuja. ShopRite is almost like maybe 15, 20 states in Nigeria. ShopRite is also in South Africa, but nobody knows the owner. He's not the richest man in Africa. Nobody knows that. You know why? Because it's even difficult and harder for you to build a house, to build a mall, to build ShopRite. That mall that small shops will be inside is harder. It takes more money. It takes more challenges, it takes more capital, more intensive finances to build multi stores like that. But some people are smarter. They start thinking in the future that I can build multi-store online. That is where you see Alibaba today. That's where you see Amazon today. So if you don't have the skills to build multi-store, even though it's just one store, it will just be one store. Your own store is like one store inside what? Inside ShopRite. If I ask you now, go and take a shop, get a shop in ShopRite, whatever you want to do, I can tell you, they will tell you how much to rent a shop in ShopRite. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million to rent a shop. Yaba, that mall in Yaba, they just renovated some years ago. To rent a shop there is millions. Do you have those millions as capitals? No, but you'll be surprised that to start a small shop online, to do business online, could be as cheap as even 100,000 naira to start, or 50,000, even 10,000. You can start, just buy data and start browsing and start. If somebody shows you what to do, really to do online, you can start making money. So online has changed so many things, and that's the world we live today. You have to be adaptable to that to create wealth. We have to change our thinking. We have to change the way I know most of us are orthodox, we are old cargo. Me too, I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to anybody specifically here. But you see, if we want something to change, we have to just take that step. Is somebody listening to me today? All right, the rich think differently, and that's why they get richer. The rich think very, very differently. Wealthy people focus on building assets that produce income. Like I said earlier, not just earning a salary. Not just when we say earning a salary, it does not only apply to those who are earning salary. It also applies to those who are doing small businesses. You know, once you have a small business, that you have to wake up every day and go to that business and close that business every day and come back home. You are not different from a salary now. You may think you are different. You are not. If you have a shop in Ekodumota, you have a shop in Alagbado, Agege, Komaiko, and you have to wake up every day, enter bus, go to that shop, open that shop, and come back home every day. You are not different from salary now. You know the reason is because you have to go there every day and sit down in that shop and waiting for customer to come and buy from you. That is it. The only difference between you and salary earner is that you have some level of freedom. The day you are not feeling okay, you can sleep at home. But the person who is working salary will have to go to work even though he's not feeling okay, except that feeling okay is at the extreme. You can now call the office and say, I cannot come because I'm not really okay. But you see, the person who have a shop, once you don't go and you don't have a sales girl that will go for you, forget it. The sales for that day, you will not make the sales. You and I will know that because the shop is closed. Everybody who comes to your shop, fee is closed, so they'll go to the next neighbor and buy that thing from there. For that day, you are not making income. So that's why I say you're not more different from salary earner. But what wealthy people do, they build assets. You see, they didn't say asset, they say assets. It's an S there that produce what income. You have to build different assets, different things. And I remember, like I said, I'm going to bring that training back, multiple streams of income. It's quite a long time, over 5 years or 7 years I've taught that multiple streams of income. I think I should bring it back. We're going to start it after this book. You need to build assets, multiple. In fact, by the time I started this year, I'm going to be sharing testimony because I just delve into something that I'm doing behind the scene. I don't want to talk about it now until then. Is somebody getting me tonight? So they see money as a tool to create more money through investment, business systems, and the leverage. You see, every time we talk about leverage, people don't know what is leverage. Leverage is anything you do that is an added value from another person that boosts your business or your money-making capacity at a particular time. That is called leverage. Leverage is whatever comes to you, either in terms of money, effort, advice, seniority, mentoring, anything that comes. Somebody can mentor you, somebody can give you information. For example, your brother is a stockbroker and they know that tomorrow there will be war. From what I heard, that some people in the Trump cabinet, they already know the day they were going to strike Iran, they already told some of the members in the cabinet that they are striking Iran tomorrow. Some of them went to quickly buy stock, oil stock, crude oil. All the companies that are trading on the market, on the stock exchange, crude oil, they started buying their stock because they know that once they strike Iran, crude oil will go up and some of them start making money. So information is key. So that is what is called leverage. Anything that will help you to make more money. It could come in terms of advice, it could come in terms of money, it could come in terms of a mentor, it could come in anything. It could come in form of a business. Somebody can say, okay, I'm going to Katangurao, I'm going to Benin Republic to go and buy things. And you too, you plan to go there. Instead of wasting your time, your energy to go, you see the person, you carry money, give the person to go for you and come back. You have leverage on that person to go and do the trading for you. And they bring it back, you just pay them the transportation money. The time of you traveling to go and do that, you will use that time to do something else. The problem with most of us poor people or low-income people is that we believe that we have to do everything by ourselves. But rich people don't have to do everything by themselves. They leverage. They let other people do things for them. They rather pay the money for that time than for them to do. Why do you think rich people like to employ nannies? Why do you think rich people have to employ cook, employ driver, employ this to? Not because they can't drive. It's because while the driver is driving, they can sit behind and be using their brain to do permutation and combination in their brain, how to invest in their stock, so they can utilize their mental capability. But poor people, low-income people who are going to put energy, ole kole. Now we go do and jump from pillar to post everywhere by ourselves. Before you know it, you are old, 60, you can't do much anymore. Energy don't go down. So we need to understand. If I'm to teach on leverage alone, we won't go leave this place today. And most of us, we receive the word leverage. We don't really understand the nitty-gritty, how leverage can transform our life. When people introduce you to a business, say, come and do multi-level marketing, it's a leverage. It's a leverage. A business system, all this is a leverage that will improve your life, that will make you make money without all the 100% hassle and stress of life. You understand what I'm saying here? So how the rich think, they focus on assets that generate income for them, because money is a tool to create more money. You remember from the beginning, money is a tool. Money is not the location. It's not where you are going. It's not what you want to achieve. It's not an achievement. It's not a goal. For most people, money is a goal. Money is a target. You will keep pursuing it, you won't get it. But if because let me explain, let me break it down so you understand. Let's say you have 30,000 naira right now. You have to look at that 30,000 as a tool. Like Motirama, Motini solo. I now have a hammer, I have a saw. Let me use that to create a chair or a table. Is somebody get what I'm saying? But most of the time, most of us, we look at the 30,000 as a target. I have 30,000, now I'm looking for 100. You now start pursuing 100. No. Don't pursue 100, because the more you pursue, you won't meet up. Because once you get 100, more money, more problem, you'll still be pursuing 500. And the more you get 500, you pursue 1 million. You won't get there. Change your mentality. See that 30,000 as a tool. What can I create with this 30,000 that will bring more money? It is what you create that matters. It's not what you are pursuing that matters. Is somebody making sense here? The rich use leverage. Other people use money. They use leverage, which is called other people's money, other people's time, and other people's skills. Why do you see that rich people, they like to employ accountants? Why do you think that rich people, they like to employ lawyers, employ people to do things for them? It's not because they are looking for how to spend their money. No, it's because the people they employ is bringing them more money than they will ever do it. They are the one doing it by themselves. And that's why a wise man said, it is better for me to take 1% from 100 people than to do the work of 100 people. It's better to take 1% from 100 people than to do the work of 100 people. So you need to come to that point in your life where you go back home tonight, you want to sleep, that What are the areas that I'm pushing too much of my energy? What are the areas I'm spending too much time that is not resourceful for me? What are the areas that I'm spending too much of money, too much of time, too much of skills, whereas I could have brought other people to handle? For example, you could spend the time you are using to do what some of us, we stay at home, we teach our children ABCD, help them with their school work and all of that. There's nothing bad about that. But there are young boys and girls at the age of 18, 19, 20 who just left secondary school that you can employ them, give them little money to come and be teaching your daughter or your son. The time they are doing that, you can use that time to go into more trading in your business so you can make more money to pay those salary. Now, if you start at that little level, you can start expanding into other areas of your life. There are things you don't need to be engaged. There are people who are running up and down in Lagos, running after money, that money eventually they can't touch it. Some had an accident, some fell down from Molue, some because they are jumping up and down every day looking for money. So the concept needs to change. You will never see a rich person jumping up and down like that looking for money. I'm not saying that all the rich people build their wealth. Some of them inherited their wealth. You understand? But there are a lot of people who actually build their wealth from the scratch, and it's possible. You too, you and I, we can also do the same. The next one is that you must take responsibility for your financial future. We mentioned that earlier. No government, no company, no retirement fund will save you. Yes, they might promise you all kind of, heaven and earth retirement and all that, but you yourself need to smart, because anything can happen. It could be the time you are retiring, that's when the military people will overthrow in the country you are. And when military people overthrow in the country you are, what are you going to do? You're going to fight them that, please pay me my own retirement before you overthrow me. You can't. So you need to be wise, not just waiting on that. Start putting money down for your other things. Building a house, investing in bond, investing in real estate, investing in other things, that if that retirement fund did not come, you have other things that will come. Waiting for someone else to fix your financial problem is a losing strategy. Nobody will do that, because they themselves, they've not fixed their own. You have to take responsibility. Nobody will fix your financial woes. Nobody, not one person. In fact, I can't remember since I became 17 or 18, I have never, up to today, over 35, 37 years ago, I have never asked anybody, called anybody that, please, I need financial help. I want to pay for something. I have not, up to today. Since I became 17 or 18 years old, I left secondary school. I have never called any man that I need some financial help. Let somebody help me. Either family member, daddy, mommy, uncle, sister, nobody. As at that time, I even found out that there was one of my stepbrother who was living in the UK since 1984. That had so much money. I have no reason to call to say, please, I need help here. Because God give all of us the brain so that we can give him the rest. We can give him rest. And immediately I learned that in 1992, I put everything to work. I put everything to action. That I would rather work hard with dignity to create wealth for myself rather than depending on anybody that will be calling them to supply me money. Stop relying on pension, government, or employers. Stop relying on salary. Stop relying even on your own one business you are doing right now. If you have a shop, you're a business owner, stop relying on that your business. And I can tell you why you should not 100% rely on the business. Because some people, they rely on their business so much that all the money they're making there, they use it to do chop money for house. You go to work, you make money, you bring the money to your house to buy food for the children, for your husband, and then you have to go to shop the next day. It's a very wrong way of running a business. You cannot put all the total responsibility on your small business. If you do put all your responsibility on your small business, you're going to kill that business. You cannot rely your future, your life on that business, except otherwise you are investing back in that business. Build your own financial safety net through investment and entrepreneurship. And that's what these two guys were saying. Because, of course, we all know Trump. He's been an entrepreneur all his life. His father introduced him into real estate business when he was just 23. So the guy has lived with a mentor, a father, a financial supporter all his life to where he is today. So maybe some of us don't have that capacity. Someone like me, I don't have it. I remember this at the age of 17, 18, I was talking about. I went to work in a furniture factory at what's it called? My 12. That my 12 tomato distance under that bridge, very close. There's a factory there where they are making furniture. I used to do Batumi. I was the one that used to pack and clean all the used. I was a young boy. I went there to go and work and earn money until I went to go and learn computer and became a graphic designer. So it's a whole world of personal race, it's an individual race, not a corporate race at all. Economic crisis can be an opportunity. Like I mentioned earlier, situation happening in Nigeria currently can give somebody idea to break through in life. Every disappointment is always a blessing. If not for you, for somebody else, I can guarantee you that. So you have to find opportunity in that challenging time. In fact, I love when there are challenges, because that's when a lot of people get discouraged. A lot of people don't want to do anything, but people who do, they eventually find themselves at the top of the ladder over time. So you have to start finding what are the opportunities that are available in this crisis in the country. While economic downtowns hurt the poor and middle class, the rich often get richer because they know how to seize opportunity. You see that? Rich people know how to seize opportunity. They just, all they need to do is go to club, meet each other, discuss, and strike deals over drink. They don't stress, they don't panic. They don't jump up and down, entering mall here and there. No, that is what low income people do. That's what we do. Middle class people, that's what we do. Rich people. So, and you see, when we're talking about rich people, we're talking about your ability to step up your game. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that you have to be rich overnight or you must come from a very rich home. Ability to step your game, because literally, when you step up your game, over time, you walk in that game. When Jesus came to earth and was started recruiting his followers, he picked one of the guys, Peter. He was a fisherman. At some point in the ministry of Jesus, Jesus taught him how to fish. So when Jesus left and they were all in jeopardy, they don't know what to do, he got back to himself and thought about, okay, I think I need to change this game because I have been taught by the best mentor in the world. So it was easy for them to start the ministry and build. Fishers of fishes now became fishers of men. Now they could be very prosperous and prosper in that calling God called them into. So it's easy for you. It's not, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier for you to step into that level of understanding of operation so that you can start working in that same dynamics. Because crisis will always equal to opportunity, no matter what. Crisis will, in fact, let me tell you the undoing of our country, Nigeria. The undoing of our country is that most of the time our leaders intentionally create crisis so that they can profit. If you remember the time Obasanjo was in presidency, people like Atiku was the one they gave the money to repair NEPA. The money to repair NEPA, he stole that money, he never surrendered the money, and yet afterward we started seeing Mecano generator. So these guys, politicians in Nigeria, are the one killing the system. They create crisis because inside that crisis, they make money. Let's talk about subsidy. Before they removed subsidy, many years ago during Jonathan, that was when we started knowing that there are some oil companies, they claim they supply crude oil, but they never supply crude oil. They collect subsidy money like 2 times, 3 times, 4. And who are the people in this oil company? They are the cabals, the rich people. So they create this crisis to make money for themselves and keep the poor masses perpetually poor. So at the lowest level of our life, everybody needs to see the opportunities around them. I mean, they need to see the crisis around them as opportunities also. If you build that mentality and start working in that path, you will change your games and everything will start working for you. So downtowns create opportunities to buy undervalued assets. So things become so low and people who are smart, they get into it and take advantage of it. So the prepared benefit when others panic. And then I think second to the last or finally, the need for multiple streams of income. We mentioned that earlier. And like I said, I'm going to really come by again to teach about understanding multiple streams of income. So rely on one source of income is dangerous. We said it earlier. And even when you are trying to create multiple sources of income, you need to know what you are creating. The wealthy build several income streams: business, investments, royalties, etc. Now let me talk about these royalties. I don't want to talk so much about it. Most of us already, we'll be hearing investment, we'll be hearing business. And some of us, we don't take heed. But let me talk a little bit, just tiny, about these royalties. Now, and why I'm talking about royalties is actually related to the thing I told you guys I'm working on, and I'm going to talk about that thing later, maybe at the end of this month, but I don't want to disclose it. I'm working on something. That thing means I'm supposed to have started it like 5 years ago. I never did. And my friends were talking to me about it recently, and I said, okay, I think let me give you the shot. So I just started learning and training myself about it. So it has to do with royalty, but I won't mention that thing, but let me just talk about royalty so that you understand. Why rich people get royalties, because let me use the commonest example so that you understand. When a company like MoneyPoint started, those guys that started MoneyPoint, they were small guys, were doing coding, trying to bring some innovation into the microfinance banking. And then those guys were stuck, they needed money. So they called some rich people that they should come and invest. Those rich people invested. Some of those rich people even took those guys to New York Stock Exchange and they met investors. Now, when rich people invest in things like this, they get royalties. As MoneyPoint started growing, you open an account with MoneyPoint. But do you know that all the charges they're charging you, somebody's collecting the money? It's not just MoneyPoint that's collecting it. The people who invested in MoneyPoint are the one collecting these royalties. So a wise person sees opportunities in a crowded Nigeria where everybody's struggling. But a poor man would not see that the multiple number of crowd we have in Nigeria is actually an asset for us to make money. Why is it that people talk about Nigeria in Africa and outside of Africa? It's not because the economy is rosy. Ghana is much better when it comes to economy. When it comes to amenities, Ghana is better, South Africa is better. A lot of Nigerians are going to Ghana, they're going to South Africa. But why is it that people still mentioning Nigeria, that opportunities are in Nigeria? Why? Because of the numbers. We are over 200 million people. The number itself is more than enough. If you can carve a niche for yourself, you make money. Now let me talk about your royalty. You remember the song Odun Loso Kunyo Baba Mimo, right? A woman sang that song many years ago. Not a woman, a team of people, they sang the song. And over the years, every year they sing that song. Those family, in fact, the woman just died, the lead song just died, I think recently, I think January or February this year, recently. Now, the group of them that own the record or they sing that song, they get royalties from the money they got, that proceed that come from it. In January or February, I think I saw that over 65 billion naira was paid for artists as royalties for 2025. Go and Google it too, because I don't want to make mistake here. Over 65 billion naira was paid to artists. You know where they say artists, all the Burna Boy, all the what's it called, Davido, all artists that they have their song on what's this streaming company itself, you know, one streaming company like that, they put all their song there. As people are downloading the song and listening to the song, they have sang that song once. I can use an example. Let's say one of Davido's song. I don't even know all these songs. I'm sorry. One of those songs they have sang like 5 years ago, 7 years ago. People are still downloading. People are still listening to it because they are listening to it. They downloaded it. Davido is still collecting money. That's what they call royalty. Royalty is what you do once that people still pay you for it. And it can come in any shape. I made an example, simple, the most easiest example, like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks, I can't remember. I said, every time you collect your salary or every time you are doing small business, the big business you are doing right now, and you are saving little money, you can be buying chairs, those white chairs. I don't know how much they said that, maybe 10,000 or 5,000 or 14,000. Buy one chair every month or every 2 weeks. Keep it. By the end of the year, you have 1 dozen of chairs. That 1 dozen of chairs, you can start renting it out every weekend. The money that comes from that, the chair you bought is part of the salary or the money you made from your shop. You have used that money to create another investment for yourself that will be bringing money by the side. That money that comes from renting that share is called royalty or rent. Are you getting what I'm saying here? It's another stream of income. You have used one stream of income to create another stream of income. These are how to create multiple streams of income. You can create it in different ways. Anyway, I don't want to buttress that too much tonight. And I know he that have ears, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. So you need a multiple stream of income to scale up your finances. Salary alone are risky. Small business alone is risky. Diversify into business, real estate, stock, and royalty, and that will really, really help you a lot. Mindset is everything. A scarcity mindset keeps people trapped in fear and dependency. That means when your mindset is always, you can't win, it can't work. They introduce you to you, it can't work. They tell you to you, can't work. Your mindset is always like that. You are trapped in fear. You are trapped in dependency. You believe that as long as you are earning this money from wherever you are earning that one, you believe that is okay for you. When they introduce you to come and do this other business, you feel like, oh, no, those ones, no, it could be scam, it could be this. And you are so scared. Yes, no wahala, but don't forget that when they did happen, then you know that you are actually the one taking the highest risk. An abundance mindset encourages calculated risk taking and growth. Calculated risk taking and growth. So when you have this abundant mindset that you are ready to flourish, you want to do things, you will do what is called calculated risk taking, and you will flourish, you will grow. You're not just waiting on somebody. So mindset shift is very, very important. And these are the things Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump were saying, that if you want to be rich, you have to put all these things in place. Scarcity mindset equals fear and avoidance. You start avoiding, they will call you, won't pick their call. Just because you think that they want to introduce you to, they are calling you because of the community, or they want to introduce you to something, you are fair, you make their money, sort of thing. Either you like it or not, the money you don't want to put in a particular investment, you are still going to use to buy either fruit or food or something. You eat it, it go into your body, you will shit it out, and that money will go. You still go and work for another money. But you could have used that same one money to actually multiply your effort in life. Abundance mindset, opportunity, growth, calculated risk. Conclusion tonight on this particular edition is the middle class safety net is gone. Not anymore, especially now that it's ChatGPT. There's ChatGPT now. If you say you want to author a book, you want to write a book, that what ChatGPT can do even better. There are a lot of software now people can use to do design. So those who are sitting there and say, I'm a graphic designer, and if you're not careful, you'll be obsolete. Because small boy can carry software now. Those who are doing editing, I remember those days they used to do editing of movie editing. They can edit a movie. Now there are so many software that can edit movie. On your phone, you can do the tricks and do the magic and do the simple magic. Any small boy with a phone can do it now. So anybody that carry on his head that say, oh, I'm a movie director, I'm a movie producer, I'm a movie editor, no, fast, because things are changing. Before Daddy Wa and what's the name of this other one? Mark Angel and all of them. Before them, it was used to be conventional TV. conventional TV. If you don't have money to be on the TVNTA channel 10, you are not an artist. You cannot be anywhere. But when YouTube came, everything broke. So that is how things are changing gradually. A small skit somebody doing kits now can start making money on YouTube and all that. So financial education, multiple stream of income, and mindset shift are the new survivor tools. Those are the three things we are able to cover tonight. So don't let it skip your mind. Very, very important. Financial education, creating multiple stream of income, and changing your mindset. They are very, very key to your what? To your survival as your survival tools. And final quote is, don't wait for the storm to pass. Learn to sail in the storm. A lot of people stay in the storm thinking the storm will pass, but the storm stay longer and overshadow them. It's possible. There are people who are rich for yesterday, but today they are not. And they will only tell you the story. If you know me, before, if you know me 5 years ago, I used to do this, so it's now story that touched the heart. It's because they stay too long inside the storm. Once the storm hits, start sailing. Don't sit down. Start doing something. When they say this one has happened, find idea to do something better that will change the course of your own life. Thank you, and God bless you. So for those of us who are here, you have not joined the group, our WhatsApp group, I'll post this in the chat box right now. Join our group so that you don't miss any of our seminars and training and empowerment programs every week. Thank you all, and God bless you. Let's call it a day. Today. Stop sharing. All right. Thank you all. God bless you. For those who are here, I want to say thank you for coming. I hope you've learned one or two things. If you have one question or the other, you want to ask question, contribution, addition, we have just 25 minutes to finish up this meeting. I want to acknowledge those that are here. Ologno Taiwo, Madam Anne, God bless you, Madam Juliana. Me and you, we are still doing cat and dog. God will help us. So, Madam Fumi Balogo, Pastor Dennis.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. Hello, sir.
God bless you. My God, it turned. So sort out. So, are you ready to take the next section, or I should continue? Madam Eunice Ogbogu, God bless you for being here. Patience, Madam Alopesi, Oga Alex, Anita, Theophilus, Dorcas, Blessing, Teresa Ibe, Madam, God bless you, ma. Chinyere. All right, I think, Dr. Susan. Dr. Teresa, God bless you. Who is Samsung SMA? Oga Abiodun Onkomi, God bless you. Oluwatosin Amaku, you are joining the meeting. God bless you. We just finished it, and we've actually recorded this section. I will make sure this section is uploaded by tomorrow. For those who were not here tonight or who want to listen to it again, you will really, really love it. We'll upload it by tomorrow morning. So let me send a presentation. Is there any question before I quickly utilize the remaining 20 minutes before we call it a day tonight? Question?
Okay, sir, I have a question.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And thank you for a wonderful presentation. It was actually very insightful. My question is, talking about mindset as one of the prerequisites for moving out of your present state, especially if you want to begin to enjoy financial freedom. Mm-hmm. So what's the best way to actually detoxify yourself of what you already know? How can one get free from the mindset? The mindset is you yourself. So how can you actually free yourself from that old poverty mentality that you have?
Thank you so much. That's a very, very powerful question. There was a time we had a section here, and we were talking about the things that actually made us who we are. I think we talked about 5 different things, but I can't remember, but I can usually remember 3 of them now. The first thing was our upbringing. The second was our environment. The third is both culture and religion. Let me focus on those 3. I can't remember the other 2, but I can easily. Now, let me focus on those 2. On those 3. The first one is our upbringing. In the family of, for me, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of motivations abroad. In the family of rich people, there are certain conversations rich people normally have. In the family of poor people don't. I say, I'm not being specific as poor now. I'm just categorizing the word poor people. But I hope everybody understands what I'm trying to say. In the family of poor people, there are things that they don't talk or discuss about. For example, money. For me, growing up there's no day I heard anybody in my family talk about money. Because in a family of people who are struggling to survive, money is like a taboo. If you have it, everybody's hiding it. If my mom has it, she will hide it from my daddy. If my daddy has it, he will hide it from my mommy. My siblings, my sisters, my brothers, they struggle to take it when they see it. So, and when any other person go out to go and work or make money, everybody hide their money. They want to just spend it, eat with it, and survive for the next day. Is somebody getting it? Number two, family don't talk about money in their family as they are growing up for children, because even the father and the mother don't understand financial literacy. So it's not their fault. They don't even know it. And what you don't know, you can't share. You can't tell it. You can't pass it on to your children. So most of us, we grew up in that kind of environment, in that kind of family, whereby our parents are either managing to build one house to take care of all of us, because their own legacy was to send us to school. To them, their legacy is just make sure we go to school. And things are changing. By the time we grow up too, we started making every effort, struggling, working so hard, making money just because we want to give our children the best education. Why they go to school to go and study, and the worst thing we do is to help them do their assignment when they were younger. Now that they are grown, they go to their friends to do their assignment. We don't even know what they are doing in school, but we just want them to perform best and come home. It is high time we began, all of us, to start teaching our children how to make money. But how do we teach our children how to make money when we too don't even know how to make money? Are you getting it? So when you're talking about the mindset, our upbringing is one of the things that actually killed our mindset towards wealth creation, because it's not a topic they discuss in our families growing up. When your parents are teaching you how to speak your language, Igbo, Hausa, and they're teaching you how to respect culturally, all those things, they're not teaching you how to carry one money. The way Jesus gave the illustration of 5 talents, he gave one talent, gave another 1 5. That story, most of us must have only listened to that story when we're in Bible studies. The practicality of how that thing works, majority of 99.9% of everybody in that kedar of low income and poor people never did. In rich family, let's use $10 as an example. I just told you I just bought his book, 10,000 naira, one book, and I'm reading it right now. I just read a few chapters. The things, I'm not resonating myself with him. You know why? Because his father schooled abroad in the UK in the 50s. In the 50s, his elder brother was born in the UK. He too was supposed to be born in the UK, but he was born in the Ibadan, because at the time the father and the mother migrated back to Nigeria. That's when he was born. His father was a former governor in Lagos State before the military junta came in. So Otedola, from his story, said the father was a civil servant who went into publishing. So as a young boy at the age of 22, he started working with his father as a secretary. So he was bringing customers to the publishing house. So it's more like if you're in Shomolu today, or you are in an environment where they are in Mushin, where they are doing printing, and you are the owner of a printing press, and your son is working with you in the printing press. Imagine the destiny of that child, because you're already putting that child in the face of what? Business. And teaching that child finances. So that has impacted our ideology as we're growing up. Secondly, our environment. Of course, what kind of environment do you expect? Environment of, low income, salary earner, government workers, or petty trader, family, dad and mom, where most of us grew up. That's the environment. What else? If one don't shoot himself out, or two don't shoot himself out, no, I want to break even, I want to learn more, I want to change my perception. I want to learn what my parents can teach me or what my environment can give me. And that's why when you see, there was a story of a woman who had twins, and because in India, and because they don't have enough money, they had to almost sell one of the child. The family they sell the child to, they adopted that child and took that child to Philippines. From Philippines, another family adopted that child, came to America. That child became a venture capital. You know what they call venture? People who develop app, who develop that, like Money Point is an app, OPay is an app. Somebody like that who developed an app, and that app was sold, and the guy made a lot of money. And after making money, he now started to find out that he was not originally an American. Where was his roots? He started tracing his roots, came back to India and found his root, found his mother in, if you know Makoko, if you understand that kind of environment, very like a slum. I met his brother, second one. There were 2 boys, with baskets, picking things on the street and all of that, trying to do trading, sell something, hawk, and bring money to the farm, to the mother to eat. Now, you can imagine where one grew up, where the other one grew up. Land of opportunity, the other one in India, struggling there. So our environment is different. And the third one, like I said, our culture or religion. Our culture and religion have actually impacted our mental oblongata. It has impacted us so strongly that there are a lot of things culturally that we try to do, that because we are culturally inclined, we feel like it's a bad thing, we cannot do it, we don't want to do it. You understand? The freedom people have in Obodo, even most of the Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, anybody that travel abroad to UK, US, Australia, whatever, when they get there, they change. They start thinking separately and differently. because they're in a new environment. They find that that is not the way home used to be. People who will carry church on their head and say, I must go to church on Sunday morning. By the time you get to America, you find out that on Sunday you have to work Sunday morning. They give you a shift. And you know, if you don't do that shift, you can't make enough money to pay your rent because you go to rent in America. The streets are not smiling. So, but in Nigeria, because we don't pay rent every month, we pay rent every year. So you believe that if I go to church today, at least before the month ends, I'll still make some sales, I'll make my money. If you are selling okrika, selling shoes, selling whatever, you know you still make money before the month's rent. And before the year runs out, you're going to make enough to pay your rent, no matter how little, no matter how high. But in abroad, you pay rent every month. So if you don't work that month, is that they throw you out, go and sleep under the bridge? There's no way. There's no two ways. And you can't call somebody and say, please borrow me $20. Nobody borrow you money. So based on all of this is the fact that we all need to start shooting ourselves. To answer your question, Mark, we all need to start shooting ourselves outside of our jurisdiction. Maybe you might have to go on a vacation. You might need to leave your area, go to another area to go and learn. You might need to go on a trip. In fact, let me tell you the truth. I was telling somebody recently, said, oh, you need to go to Ghana to go and see what is happening there. Even though it's just Ghana there, go there. Take a trip. If you don't have money for flight, go road. A lot of people have not traveled from the country for the rest of their life, as old as they are. A lot of people have not had reason. If you have gone abroad, you see things are different. These are the things that will impact because our eyes has the capacity to change our mindset. Is something getting? So if you leave your environment, it's more like we used to say that if you have not been to somebody else's farm, if you go to another father's farm, you know that your farm is not the biggest. You can be seeing your environment that you are the champion in your area. By the time you go to somewhere else, you find out that you are the underdog. So to change our mindset, this shift, you need to start going out. You need to start meeting new people. You need to go to a new environment. You need to explore things and learn from other people, apart from the ones you have learned from the day you were born, where you were grown up, where you grew up. You need to learn from other people. That will impact your thought pattern. It will impact your inquisitiveness. It will impact your meditation, what you are thinking about. Is somebody getting me tonight? So there are a lot of things that can help you. You need to find new mentors. Anybody, and change your friends. Anybody that is not adding value to you, abstain from them. I have changed. So there are a lot of friends I used to have that I've changed them. It's not because I'm crowding, to be honest. It's because when I look at behind every year, I see that this person not adding value to me. Rather, he's taking more from me that is not putting in. It's like you are doing a job and you are putting more money into their job, and some people are taking from their job, they are not putting money in. It's going to kill that contribution. It's going to kill it. So for your own sanity, for your own improvement, because there is nothing you are working on today as of today than the future, your own personal future when you grow older, and then your children. Because totally, in all honesty, we send our children to school. By the time they grow up, if you to notice, all of us hearing my voice tonight, that children of nowadays are not the children of 30 years ago. Now they have their own independent mind. They get online on the phone and do all kind of things that you yourself don't even know. You understand? So, but to still remain relevant as adults, and still be able to build and push through, because you see, all the years we are looking for is maybe another 10, 15, 20 years ahead of us, maybe at maximum 25 years ahead of us to get to 70, 75. You're tired, you can't run up and down anymore. There's a time to change the mindset. This is time to start investing. This is time to do things towards that thing you have long wanted to do. A lot of people want to do things in Nigeria they can't do because of what will people say. What will people say is another thing that kills people. That kills, when I say kill people, not killing you physically, but kill you spiritually and psychologically and emotionally. And I can use typical examples. When two people are married and they tell you divorce is a sin, anybody who tell you divorce is a sin will still go to hell. I'm telling you the truth tonight. There's nowhere in the Bible that says that. But that is what pastors will say. That's what friends will say. But it's better to be in that marriage until the man killed the woman. By the time the man killed the woman, finish, everybody will now say, hey, yeah, when the girl was complaining, this man is beating me, this man is beating me, instead of you people to say divorce him, run away for your life, it's better to stay alive than to be in a marriage that will die. You don't have second life. So there are cultural, religious things that most of us were abiding with, that common sense would have told us this thing would work. Because when they were writing those scriptures, they were writing those things to some people based on what was happening in their life. For example, a man should not wear a woman's clothes was written to a set of people for a set of reasons. Because that time, when women, they have their menses, they have their period, they stain the clothes, which their husband will pick the same clothes and wear and come to the Holy of Holy in front of the Ark of Angels. We are not using the Ark today. There's no Holy of Holies today because the Holy Spirit has come to liberate us. There are certain things some people don't even know, and they still carry it as religious on their head, that they must die in a marriage. You will not account for wife in heaven. You will not account for husband in heaven. You will not account for your children in heaven. It's a personal race. When it comes to religious or spirituality, it's a personal race. The only time that it becomes a corporate race is family on earth. It's when you want to make money, you want to eat, you want to become rich. But when it's a religion, when you are pursuing heaven, it's a personal race. It's not husband race. It's not wife race. It's not children race. Heaven is a personal one. It's your personal relationship with God. It has nothing to do with husband and wife. If you divorce your husband today, you will still make heaven. Nobody will tell you won't. It's a lie. Because God will judge you based on what He has sent you to do on earth, your spiritual connection with Him, not because you married or you didn't marry. And we all had it when Jesus met the woman who married 7 wives, 7 husbands. Jesus told him, none of these husbands will be there in heaven with you. You are the one that will be there. So let's forget. So all this cultural thing in Africa, religious thing as garbage of our brain, that makes us to be too extremely careful. Some of our, and that's why you see when you see a child, a 4-year-old boy will climb the chair and table and jump. But an adult will never climb a chair and table and jump. You know why? Because we are more careful. A child is so free-minded. He doesn't know. Even though he jumped that he hurt himself, he will stand up again and start walking. We need to become a child again and be free to explore. That's the only way you can change your mindset. Or else we'll be trapped by all those things I mentioned, our religious, our culture, our upbringing, our environment. We'll be trapped in there. I will not be able to make that push in life. I don't know if I'm able to touch that, but I know we mentioned that in time past before. Do we still have little time? I don't know, madam. I would be able to cover your question. Great God. Dr. Susan, you see there, you're gone. She's gone. All right, so because of time, I want to say thank you all for being here. We will not be able to do so much here, but let me show us this because our time is gone. I'd like you guys to, I'm going to edit the presentation tonight, the one we had earlier, why we want you rich. Is a very, very powerful section. In fact, the question from that is what we have treated up till now, why we want you rich. And we're going to edit it and present it next week by the special grace of God. I mean, by tomorrow, sorry, not next week, by tomorrow, I'll edit it and put the link in our group. So anybody who is not in our group, please join the group. I'm going to post the link to our group, WhatsApp group, on the chat box right now. Unfortunately, because our time is fast spent, I would have wanted to introduce our community, the Greenfield community, to you, and then our new compensation plan. Very amazing, very powerful. So if you're there, somebody invited you to our community, talk to that person, let them get you registered and become a bona fide member of the community and start making money and start building your team. On the screen, the presentation, because of time, like I said, I won't be able to go through it, but you can actually start building wealth by yourself. Dr. Susan, please, let's talk after this meeting because I'm so happy you were in the meeting today. The project I just mentioned during the presentation that I was working on has to do with that project you and I wanted to do. You remember Okada book publishing? You remember that time 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Yeah, that project. I'm back on that project. So let's talk and let's see how you two can make money through that project. I want to carry 1 or 2 people along to make money through that project. So if you are on the platform here, join our community. Don't miss our Tuesday meeting. It will bless your life. It will change you practically. Next week, Tuesday, we'll continue with this series, Why We Want You Rich. We just treated chapter 1 today, but next week, we're going to treat second chapter. And then in the next 3 weeks, we're going to talk about how to create multiple streams of income. In fact, that particular one, you should not miss it. The next week, Tuesday, don't miss the continuity of the book, Why We Want You Rich. I want to say thank you all. God bless you for being here. And then hopefully we will connect again next week. Some people just paid for registration 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I have issued PIN for you. Build your team and then do your registration and start making money. Now is the best time to make money in Nigeria. I'm being factual about it. Now is the best time. In fact, I feel like I'm just there way more than the way I'm there right now. I feel like you just be there more than, but it's the best time to make money. If you can think enough, what you have is enough. Thank you. God bless you. If anybody has 1 or 2 questions, I think you're free to still do that before we call it a night, because it's already 9:30 and I want to be on time so that we can do other things before we go to bed. Pastor Dennis, okay, I'm seeing Ola Lokon Sheundare. You are welcome. I'm not sure I saw that earlier. You joined the meeting later. Chinyere Asuzu, God bless you for coming. Blessing. Abiodun Kono. Sorry, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that very well. Then Oderide Ezekiel, God bless you for joining up. Please, like I said, let me put in the chat box right now for those who are just coming in or for those who have not been in our WhatsApp chat. I'm putting in the chat box right now. So join our WhatsApp group so that you don't miss anything. By next week, we're going to continue. Next week, Tuesday, we're going to continue the Why We Want You Rich by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, chapter 2. Come early, exactly 8 o'clock, so that we can finish that book within 1 hour, and then the remaining 30 minutes we can use to talk about our community. Invite your friends. Tell them to join in. Things are happening beside you. And then I promise I will make mention a little bit about that side also. I was talking about it, because between now and next week Tuesday, I would have done a lot of research and updated value on it, and I want to share with you. But I want to carry maybe 2 or 3 people along. Dr. Susan is one of them, definitely, because we've been on it before. People they showed me the account, like people are making $35,000 every month. I was like, what? $35,000 every month? They say, what are you robbing the bank? I said, no, this is what we're doing. I say, hey, this is what you're doing. I said, please show me the way. Please show me the way. So hopefully next week, let's come early, 8 p.m. the same time, 8 p.m. on Tuesday at Greenfield Empowerment Assembly. Looking forward to having you guys. Thank you all, and God bless you.